Hi lovely folks of YouTube, I'm back. I've got another little planner related video here. As you can probably see from on screen, I have got the Discagenda Diva from Doki, and it is in personal size. I'll admit I've been coveting the Doki books and their Discagenda series since I found out about them. And one of the great things is that all their planners are vegan friendly, which is nice because it means you've got the choice of whichever planner you'd want. So let's say this is the Discagenda in rose gold. It's showing up fairly accurately. It might be a little bit pinker in person, but not too pink. It's got this Saffiano feel for the cover. It's quite a unusual texture. I would say, me personally, it's not my favourite, but it's really lovely, and it's lovely quality. It's really good stitching, as you can see. It's got this zip which opens and closes really nicely. That too feels really nice and like it will actually last, so I'm quite impressed with that. So we'll open it up, and this is the Discagenda itself. It's got 6 rings, not 6 rings, 6 discs, which obviously makes it a bit smaller, which was what I was looking for. Oh, excuse me, I've got a bit of a hiccup. For me, I actually wanted the personal size because I've been trying to find a planner for work, for my work at home, and I've so far tried Hobonichi Cousin and the Hobonichi original in the Avec. Now, unfortunately, I found as much as I wanted it to work for me, the cousin didn't work. It was, I don't know what it was. I couldn't get it to work for how I wanted it. I think it was too big for what I needed to be, and it was causing a bit of overwhelm. So this is why I started looking at things. And the other thing that drew me to it, with this being disc bound, is because I really don't like ringed planners. I'm right-handed, but for me the rings are an absolute pain. They get in the way, and they don't work for me. I've got the ring binder I'm using is a reference folder, and it's just for storing monthly receipts and things like that. So the other thing is, it comes in this lovely box, and you get it's wrapped in tissue paper. And again, one of the nice things is there is very minimal plastic packaging. In fact, there isn't any on this one so far, which is really nice, because obviously lots of plastic's not good. It also comes with the the Doki Books mushroom shaped punch, which was another factor when considering ordering a disc bound planner, because a lot of the planners, in order to add your own inserts and punch things, you tend to have to buy a separate punch, which is quite expensive, and that's not something I wanted to do if I didn't know if I was going to A, like the system, and B, commit to it. Because again, I've had problems with ring bound planners, so I didn't want to have to fork out extra money. So the fact that they include this is fantastic. I'll just take these few bits out so I can show you the pockets. I've got some stickers in here. These are just from Hobonichi store. It's got this nice secretarial pocket. It's quite stiff and it's very, very firm, and it holds everything in really nicely. It's got these pockets, which are all properly finished, which for me is really nice because the previous planners I've had before have been the Collins brand, which is, in the UK, it's like a budget version of the Filofax, and I will show in another video. I'm going to do a full planner journey video, and the pockets aren't finished very well, and in fact some of the sleeves on one of them I've had have come apart, and it was really, really irritating. And I only paid £5 for it because I got it cheap in the sale, due to it being way after the year began and the yearly inserts. So I can't grumble too much with what I paid for it, but I don't think I'd have been happy if I paid full price for it. Anyway, again, there's this nice pocket here, which I'm pointing this one out because when I was looking at it on the website, it wasn't, this bit here where you can see that the pocket is, it wasn't quite so obvious. So I didn't know that I was going to get this pocket, so it was quite a nice surprise. Then, of course, you've got the discband system itself, which so far I'm really, really liking. It's why I've decided to use it for work, because I initially bought this mostly because I just wanted it, and I didn't actually know what I was going to do with it when I bought it, which I think a lot of us can relate to that, because sometimes it's just, oh, nice shiny planner. No, I'm guilty of that, although it's got this really nice pen loop, and it fits it will accommodate quite wide fitting pens. I'm just going to go grab my pen to demonstrate. Completely forgot about that. Yeah, this is an Osmeroid. It's quite old. It's one of the old style pens. I've inherited it from my parents, which is fantastic. And yeah, this pen loop, this lid is quite chunky, which I really, really like. I like chunky pens. But as you see, this fits in quite easily, and I know a number of people have used chunkier pens in the Love Doki pen holders just because they're so good. The Hobonichi uni pen that you get when you buy their planners, that fits in here really nicely. The only issue you have on that is with the silicone, but that you have that issue anyway. But yes, you've got this pocket here, which is what the planner itself slides into, and it's very, very snug. It's a reassuring snug fit. The planner doesn't wobble around too much when you're using it, which is lovely. In the back here, I did get the finance inserts, but you can see those very, very faint lines, and it's got this. It's actually because it's not got any writing on it, you can use these for various purposes. What I'm actually using these for is I'm just covering up a name here, but basically this is what I'm doing here is writing down customers, what they order, how often they order, just so that I know like roughly when they would be due to purchase something else, and just have a rough idea of what products they like, so that I can message them when certain offers are on. But yeah, these inserts, the paper quality is really nice. It's 120 GSM. It's lovely, lovely quality. It's nice to write on. However, the only thing I am doing at the minute is I am using a pencil to fill in mechanical pencil to fill in all my at the moment, purely because, given my history this year of planner fails, or just my inability to use them the way I like, I wanted to make sure that if I didn't get on with it the way I wanted, I can always erase it and use it for something else. Now, we'll get onto the actual planner itself. I'm going to just put the cover out of the way for a moment. And this is the planner. My hands are quite small, so it might not give a true reference, but yeah, you get this lovely white and gold, I can't think of the name, this dashboard, and you've also got these really sturdy plastic protectors so that you don't yeah, if you're a planner addict, you'll know what I mean. Sorry, my brain's gone to mush a little bit. I have got some notes over here. I'm just referring them just to point me back on track. Actually, I've covered most of what I was saying, so that's good. Right, yeah, so yes, you've got these really nice quality dashboards. This is something for work. It's a motivational thing to try and for a trip to go on if you get so far. This is a postcard from Paper Chase. I had a £5 voucher for my birthday at the end of March, so I used that just to get a few little bits and bobs. And I did try and punch it, but the punch wasn't. I might not be used to using it, but I was struggling, so I put some washi tape on here and just punched through the washi tape instead. I got this card because we went to Rome in March, and it was my first time abroad, so massively excited. And it's the only thing they had on their site that actually had any reference to Italy, with the grazie. So that's why I got it, because I just had to have something that reminded me of Rome, even though I got lots of nice souvenirs anyway. Now, one of the things different to the A5 Diva is that you actually get these garden inserts, which are available separately on the website if you want them. And it's also got this nice tab configuration where they run round and then down. They're really handy because they're really useful, and they just make it easy to flip to the month you want. And then here we have, it's basically the smaller version of the Diva on these inserts. However, the thing that did draw me to it was that they are undated. So I know some people are a bit hit and miss with undated, but for me and how I'm using it with work, it's ideal, because some days I'm either not well enough to even do basic stuff for work, or sometimes I do get quite overwhelmed by social media, and I just have to come away from it and have a break. It's a bit of a battle, because a lot of my work is through social media, which makes it a bit of a pain. But yeah, we have this nice goals list, special occasions, which I'm probably not going to use, but I could always washi that over and make that a different subject box. I just haven't decided what yet. Then you've got important thing to remember, and then you've got another separate bit for birthdays, which is really handy. And then, yep, we go into, you have the month on 2 pages, which this one is really odd because you've got a Sunday start for the month, which I don't normally have, because being in Europe, we tend to have our calendars start on a Monday. But again, you see you've got this line here so that you can write your month in and then write your year, which is really, really handy. So again, if you end up not using these inserts, it doesn't matter, because you can just date them up for when you start using it again. I'll say the weekend are you've got the coloured boxes corresponding with the day, and then obviously you've got the white boxes with this like turquoisey, pale, like aquamarine colour scheme. And then you've got the little note section in purple. Now, trouble. It's because I'm used to the Hobonichi paper and it's how thin it is. Right, this is another area where it differs from the A5 size Diva, is that this layout is like the personal size ringed inserts, in that it's a horizontal week on two pages. Again, you've got this nice notes section here, and then the weekend is separated out, but as you can see, it starts on a Monday. Now, what I actually use this bit for is I'll put birthdays in here to message people on their birthdays, general commenting because of the way the algorithms work on Facebook, which is why you tend to see a limited amount of the same people, because if you don't interact with people, the algorithms don't kick in, and then you hardly see anything of people, of certain friends. It's really frustrating, actually. So it's something to remember, even if you don't work through social media, just to keep. You have to manually make sure you're interacting with the people you want to be, so that it keeps showing up. Anyway, on this section, I note down who I've messaged that day, and on the bottom area, I note down how many friend requests I've sent out, along with how many I've accepted. And then this top section, this third section, I write buffer on here, because I use the buffer app to set up regular posts through my Facebook. And then what I will do is I'll just bullet point what type of categories I've done and whether I've set them up or not. So, which is really handy. And then obviously the notes section I'm just using, obviously, for ad hoc notes. Again, I'll show you all these dividers because they are really pretty. Yes, and also at the end of the month you've got this reflections and notes section, so that's free for you to use however you want. I don't know. Yeah, February you've got this nice like, I'm not sure what shape that is, but yeah, it's a nice pretty pattern anyway. Just here I've got, we had to go to Peterborough to get our passport sorted because we left it a bit too last minute for them to rely on it in the post. So we went to Peterborough for the day, and we went around Peterborough Cathedral, which was fantastic just because Catherine of Aragon's tomb is there, and there is so much history associated with Peterborough Cathedral, and Henry VIII and Mary Queen of Scots. There's just so much of our history associated there. It's absolutely amazing, and certainly a place to go to if that interests you. I'll say again, March you've got this nice teapot and butterflies, which is really pretty because being English, I do like my tea. Again, you've got this similar repeating pattern, but obviously you've got larger and smaller bits. I have to be careful here because I have got details down, which is why I've got this magnetic bookmark clipping pages together. This magnetic bookmark is from My Pretty Weeks on Etsy. I'll make sure any Etsy sellers are linked down below. And some post-it notes have fallen off. Yep. Just pop them back on there. That's the only thing I'm a little bit disappointed with. I got some of these aqua theme post-its from Paper Chase, but the sticky's not very good on them. So I tend to end up having to washi tape them in anyway. Cover that up. It's not giving away particular names, so that's not too bad. I've got this picture of Hobbiton in New Zealand because that's one of the places I would love to go and visit, because I am a huge Lord of the Rings fan, and the whole Middle Earth mythology. I absolutely love that. So I'm just going to flip past that because, again, we've got some details there again. And I didn't explain yes, you've got these butterflies on this divider, which are really pretty. Which is weird because this is not normally the sort of thing I would go for. However, I really do like these, so I'm quite surprised by that, because I'm not normally a floral person. But yes, on June you've got these nice flowers with the little light leaf vines, like patterns around them. This is a typical sort of pattern you often see a lot of bullet journalists do. So yeah. I've got these are just some generic post-its, well, like with tabs on. These are just from Tesco. I think they're about £1 during the back to school sales. And let's have a look. July. Again, you've got these flat floral prints again. Don't know why, but they remind me of the sort of summer dresses my mum used to wear, so might be why I'm... Anywho, and this is one of my favourite ones, because August, it's just got these rows and rows of cups, which for me, they will all be filled with tea, because tea is life. And this one, you've just got this pretty green polka dot one. And then you've got this nice diamond pattern on here. It's like a bit like oh, the name's escaping me now. But yeah, you normally get this sort of pattern on socks, and my memory's been silly as always, and I can't remember what it is. But anyway, is it like I don't know. I want to say Harlequin, but I'm not sure. And then again, we've got another teapot and cups and flowers, and it's pink, which, as I say, I'm not normally a fan of, but because it's tea and teacups, I really love it. And then we've got the last one, which just for December is this nice pretty blue and green pattern, which is, again, they're just really cheerful and nice, and I'm pleasantly surprised that, with it being as girly as it is, that I actually like it. However, of course, and this is the personal size template for punching your own holes in things, and you basically, I'll just show you on one side of an insert. Actually, this is just my week's notebook, but what you would do is you would clip it under here, and obviously it needs, if it doesn't fit, it's not the end of the world, but it does make it a little bit more awkward. But what we do is you'd line it up there, and then you can see that the hearts line up with the punch. There's a little notch on the punch, and you line them up, and then it's a good guide for punching. So this is just my YouTube notes book. I'll say yes. So you get this with all of the, whichever Discagenda planner you get, you will get the corresponding size and so on to, I say, punch your own inserts, which I think is fantastic, because I say it's Doki books really seem to have a fantastic grasp over what planner addicts like to do and how we like to customise our planners and so on. So full credit to them, because they've got a fantastic range, and there really is something for everyone. There's one of the reasons actually why I did also go for these coloured inserts is because I've been watching another YouTuber called Dearest Darling, and she's a teacher, but she also has adult ADHD and dyslexia. Now, I know I have some issues with dyslexia, but I think I do also have I do have a lot of attention issues and possibly having some borderline adult ADD myself. And she was talking about how the use of colour and the use of symbols is can help people because it brings in an association, and also the fact that it can just help keep you interested and excited, and which again, if you have problems with attention, then yeah, you'll appreciate that it can wander off. And there's a Bill Bailey joke in Park Troll where he's talking about legalizing cannabis, and is saying about they'd be talking a thing and like it's see, this is it, classic example, my attention just wandered, where they're talking about the benefits of legalising weed, and then the next minute they're like, oh, look, a squirrel. That's me. That is me down to a T. And it will also be why my videos get so rambly, I'm afraid. So, if you've stuck it out this far, good on you, bless you, thank you very much. So yeah, this planner is really, I'm so impressed with it, and I'm really loving this system. Plus the other thing is that the insert's so easy to just pop in and out, and it's, I'm just so happy with it. I can't explain how, but yes, I'm so happy. Oh, I forgot to mention there were all these little birds on this one. See, scatterbrain. Yeah. Did I forget? Oh, well, it's too late now. Can't think if there was anything else to say. Yes. I do have another smaller order from Doki Books on the way, just because I didn't realise that I would actually need the bits that I've ordered. I've got the 8-disc set of expander rings, and then I've got some contacts inserts, just again that will be for customer tracking. I've got some list inserts and some grid inserts again, which will all be used in various ways to help me with my home business. And what I've decided I will also do is, because I did start adding some of these paper inserts, just put this back. I started adding these finance inserts, and one of the things I noticed that it was starting to get quite bulky and a little bit too bulky for how much paper is in there. So what I'm planning on doing is, I'm thinking I'm going to try a 6-month rotation where I'll have the previous month, the current month, and then the following 4 months. And then what I will do is, for the months I'm not using, I will put the weekly inserts onto the expander rings, and then that will also allow me to have more room for the extra information that I need for my customers and so on. I'm also, I've got an order coming from My Pretty Weeks with some unpunched folder planner dividers, again, so I can have the different sections, and I'll once I get my full setup sorted, I'll show you how that's working how I plan to use it and how it's working for me, because I'm just excited about that. I'm also finding that this so far is helping me stay on track, because it's so small, because the weekly layout is actually as small as it is. It means that I have to make sure that what I'm putting down in there is necessary, which is really, really good, because it means I'm also not overwhelming myself. I'll cover it more in another work-related video, but I did take part in a challenge in January, which was to help boost our businesses, and it was absolutely fantastic. But the only problem for me was, due to my health issues, it ended up becoming overwhelming by the end, and it just got too much, and I ended up backing away from what I do completely, which is not good because you need to be consistent. So this is another reason why I'm so happy I found this, because it's keeping me motivated already. A lot more motivated than the Avec and the cousin did, which is frustrating because I love the Hobonichis. I've got the Weeks, which I'm going to do a review on. I'm just waiting for an item coming from Lyra and Co. I've got the original, which I'm using, which was in my previous video, which I'm using as like a journal slash to-do list, but that stays at home, because since I've got my Weeks is now my everyday carry, so only stuff I need to know about when I'm out and about is written down in there, so there's nothing too personal should anything, God forbid, happen to it. I don't know what I'm saying, God forbid, because expression, but anyway, should something happen to it, then nothing drastically personal and confidential is going to end up in the wrong hands, which is a bit of a relief for me. Tiny last thing, I do have this pencil from Paper Chase. Again, this was part of my little £5 birthday voucher that I received. It's refillable. I've actually changed the refills. It did come with a 2B refill, but it broke really quickly, and I had some H1s, which I used with another mechanical pencil, but I found that, especially on the Hobonichi paper, it leaves an imprint more, whereas this softer pencil lead doesn't leave as much imprint, and I've always preferred softer pencil lead since I was, I'd say, around 12 when I got my first proper set of drawing artist pencils. And I don't know, I just prefer softer pencil leads in general because they're nicer, and again, they don't leave the imprint, which really, really bugs me. So, yeah. Right, I think I'm going to finish it there before I end up rambling on about pens and pencils and such, otherwise this is going to get even more rambly than it already is. Right, again, thank you for watching, and I shall hopefully have another an update video when all my new inserts arrive for this. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!